Hey, welcome, 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 Central Valley. This is Jeff Crow with Central Valley Talk. I'm out here live at the San Joaquin River here. As you can tell, I'm not in my suit and tie like I usually would be, out here having fun. And I'm joined here on the spot. We were kind enough, actually, he was kind enough to join us, Mr. Steve Starcher, who's the executive director of the Fresno River Sports Center, correct?
Yes.
Hey, thank you for joining us here at the booth. Let the folks know a little bit about yourself and the center.
Well, the Fresno River Sports Center is located at Cobb Ranch, and we provide recreation, education, and stewardship programs that promote water safety, health and fitness, and also teach the importance of stewardship and water resources for the future of California.
Hey, awesome. Everybody knows water's an issue. We want to have fun with it. We have a lot of other uses for it, certainly, and we have a lack of it, unfortunately. So how long have you been doing this? This is a fun industry.
It's a whole lot of fun. Well, I've been actively involved with the San Joaquin River in the Fresno area for over 15 years. During that time, I've supervised and coordinated numerous San Joaquin River cleanup projects. And also, I've had the opportunity to go ahead and develop some really awesome paddle sports programs.
Awesome. Paddle sports and all that kayaking, that's lots of fun for kids, adults, and kids at heart, everybody. I think, and I've seen you out here doing that program with the kids where it's is it a training program that you do with them, or a camp?
We have several different programs that we do with kids. We offer with schools. We offer paddle sport field trips where we'll bring kids down. We can actually serve a group of 75 to 80 kids and teachers. We can get them all on the water at the same time in kayaks and stand-up paddle boards.
Cool.
For adults, we offer paddle sport classes that would include kayaking classes and also stand-up paddleboard classes. And one of our most favorite activities that occur during the summertime are our river trips. We paddle using canoes and also stand-up paddle canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddles. We'll go 8.5 miles from Lost Lake Park all the way down to Cobb Ranch. And it's just a really great paddle, a great experience. And it's local. It's right here in Fresno.
Oh, love it. That is way cool. I've always been into these types of sports, and it's great to have something, like you said, that's local for our kids to be able to do. You don't have to go to the coast. You don't have to go very far to do this fun stuff. Who doesn't love a river? Who doesn't love, the lake? There's so much to do.
I think our river is ready to be rediscovered as a recreational resource. If you stop and think about it, the very first Fresnans, they settled here. They were here because of the San Joaquin River. And now there's a great effort to go ahead and reconnect people with the river. And paddle sports is really the best way for them to get reconnected with the river.
Yeah, no doubt. The natives and then settlers, etc., all the way throughout history have been drawn to California because of things like this, our natural beauty, our natural resources, and so. It's no surprise that in today's world, California is still just really off the hook when it comes to these types of things. And it's great that, like you said, we're having a bit of a renaissance, if you will, towards our river. And there's a lot of talk about it, a lot of different things. What's your view of how to preserve the San Joaquin River for all of us and our future generations?
Well, you preserve the river by reconnecting people to the river. You bring people to the river, they discover it, they enjoy it, they experience it in new and different ways, and then they come to value it and cherish it. it's amazing, but the majority of people who are involved in our river cleanup activities and our restoration activities are those who initially come to participate in a paddle sport program. So the San Joaquin River is a great natural resource, but it's also a cultural resource. And by cultural resource, I mean it defines who we are as Fresnans, who we are as our community. We are here because of the San Joaquin River and also the Kings River, because there's ample water supplies. And our forefathers has the wisdom and determination to create a stable and reliable water supply for us. And that's why we're here. And hopefully through all the debate and concerns about the river, that stable and reliable water supply will be here for us well into the future.
Yeah, no doubt. There's it seems to me, being that I'm a native of Central California, I've always loved this stuff. I love the coast too. As a kid, I surfed, was a skateboard type and all that stuff. And, rode dirt bikes, everything else. And imagine that, what I'm wearing right now. A lot of the times the people, and this is just my view, you would know more, the people that claim they want to protect and preserve the river for the fish and all this stuff, a lot of times they're people that actually don't even live anywhere near here. They live in in San Francisco, for instance, or LA. They live in the concrete jungle, if you will. They live in the cities, and they mean well. They think they're doing the right thing, but by taking it off limits from people, I think it's counterproductive. Am I right, wrong? What's your view on that?
Well, there's very limited access to the San Joaquin River in our area, and I know the San Joaquin River Conservancy is working really hard to go ahead and open up more access points. And access is key for people being connected with the river. But it's also understanding that, as Californians, this river serves multiple purposes. We have water commitments, not only for fish, not only for communities, not only for farms, all right? So we can't have all these become mutually exclusive and have them become out of balance. There has to be this dynamic balance which is brought into play so that we understand that this river serves multiple purposes, and its water resources have sustained us for generations. And hopefully with wise planning, it will continue to sustain us into the future, even in the midst of possible global warming, possible changes in the hydrological cycle that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, there's a synergy between in a relationship between the land and the people. And hence one reason why so many people were drawn to California in the first place is because it's such a beautiful place. The geography here, what we can do here. We have such a wide variety of things. It's one of the few states in the U.S. where if you want to live in a desert, you can live in a desert. You want to be a farm boy, you can live there. You want to go have some fun in the hills and fishing and boating and all that cool stuff, you've got that. You want to live on the coast, you've got an ocean. You want to live in a good temperate climate, there's that. If you want more arid weather, you got that. If you want to live where there's a bunch of really big tall trees in the northern part of the state and humid a bit, and you can enjoy that as well. And so it's just awesome. So, when I hear the debate on the future of the San Joaquin River, certainly fish have to be in the equation, but I think people get myopic. They think too much about that versus the human aspect, and they don't seem to understand that if you do allow humans to partake in the these water activities, these other activities at our lakes and our rivers, that we will naturally preserve them anyways, and then every species benefits from it.
It will definitely benefit. The more people are connected with the river, the more they'll appreciate it, and the more they'll go to really great efforts to go ahead and protect and preserve it. So the restoration of the river isn't just about restoring fish to the river. It's about restoring people to the river, getting people to the river, getting them involved in activities. If you stop and think about it, before we had River Park, before we had large swimming pools and theaters, we had the San Joaquin River, and it was it was a center, it was a focal point of life for Fresno, not only because of the fish that it provided, but also for the recreational, opportunities. And it's my belief that this generation is rediscovering that importance.
Yeah, no doubt, and it reminds me when I was a kid, and I didn't grow up in a family of privilege by any means, and so we didn't have a lot of resources, and neither did we have pools and all that stuff. But we could get out of the inner city of Fresno and go just a little bit to the north to the San Joaquin River. Jump, off of, they used to have the rope swings there. I love those things as a kid, and a lot of my fellow, my friends from back in the old school days, that's what we did. We had a good time, go out there. It got us away from the city, connected us to the land, the country, and all that cool stuff. And, I hate seeing it when government, in particular, locks up our wild spaces in the name of preserving them. When when deep down we're wild animals ourselves, in that sense that we're part of the nature too.
I know, and it seems with the construction of Fry Dam, so many of our eyes were turned away from the San Joaquin River, this great flowing river, the second longest river in the state of California, contributing to the health of the Bay Delta ecosystem. And now we have the opportunity to turn eyes back to it, not just for a restoration of fish, but also for a restoration of people and recreational activities.
Yes, no doubt. And so, I respect all sides of these debates, especially regardless of viewpoint. But one of the things that sports centers, even though you're nonpartisan, this is about having fun and whatnot. People who actually are sportsmen, who hunt, fish, do the fun sports stuff. I know a lot of them that are conservative, if you will, and they're just as much interested in protecting our wild places as somebody who's more liberal, who wants to go to court, though, to block out these areas, whereas we want to typically do it in a way where it's like if we're making use of it, we will naturally, as human beings, do the right thing and protect it.
It's amazing that the farmers and the hunters, the sportsmen, are really deep down inside conservationists. If you stop and think about a farmer whose livelihood is intimately tied to that land, and they're going to do everything possible they can to protect that land, to protect that environment there, so it can continue to go ahead and produce the crops that provide their livelihood. And hunters and fishermen realize that they have to go ahead and harvest fish and harvest wildlife in responsible ways in order for that to be sustained into the future. So it's good to get them involved in the discussion, because they bring a unique perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And so with it's good to get input from everybody, but when one side is saying, hey, lockdown, I am like, no, we have to have, we have to have human involvement, because if there is no vested interest, then nobody's going to take care of it. Nobody's going to look out for it. And you're right about sportsmen, hunters, etc. You know, if we're riding motocross guys, you know, yeah, or ATVs and snowmobiles, whatever else. Anybody that's involved with those types of sports, activities, etc., we use those lands, so we don't want to see them destroyed. We're not out to, guys who ride snowmobiles and whatnot aren't out to pollute the world, because, it's going to, they can't use it if they destroy it.
I know. One way of looking at it, they're using 20th and 21st century technologies to experience and explore nature in a different way.
Yeah,
it's actually okay to go out there in a motorized vehicle, as long as the area's been set aside for that, and we know that.
Right.
And rather than walking, or rather than with horseback. So it's amazing to go ahead and see the connections that people develop to the river. And through our natural areas, I know we have the privilege of having a paddle sport camp every year, and our paddle sport camp is unique in that the majority of participants are inner city students. The majority of the participants are those who have never been to the river before and never experienced it. And to see them come and overcome their initial fears of the water, and to get in the water, to get in canoes and kayaks and stand-up paddle boards and have this great and wonderful experience. And then they gain confidence.
Yes.
Confidence in their abilities. And
yes.
They learn to become independent, and they learn to become the work as part of teams. And it's amazing. It's amazing the things that can happen through different programs that connect people with the river.
For sure. It is. That was an important lesson that I learned as a kid. That independence, and also the confidence that comes with catching your first fish. Which, by the way, a little plug for my daughter. Last weekend there was an event at Lost Lake area, right where the river meets with the lake. And my Kate caught her first fish. So,
awesome!
Proud daddy in the house. And I remember when I first caught mine. Again, from an inner city area. She's not. We've done pretty well since then. I went to college, did some other things, but those lessons are what got me to think outside of the box, if you will, and start thinking of a much larger scale on issues than. And I love that you said the kids from the inner cities are some of the biggest participants, because I know from firsthand that's the type of thing that we truly need, and I know how they feel when they get out there and they have that experience.
Oh, it's really wonderful. And we also have to stop and think, too, in just a few short years, they will become voters.
Yeah.
And they'll be deciding very important issues about the future of California, about the future of the San Joaquin River. And it's great for them to have knowledge of that river apart from a 15 or 20-second soundbite.
Right.
And if they have that real personal knowledge, that personal experience, then they'll be better equipped to go ahead and make informed and very wise decisions.
Yeah, exactly. I truly think that if they're enjoying the rivers in our wild places and spaces, they're more likely to make a more conservationist, conservative approach, and rather than an approach from quote unquote academia that unfortunately too many kids are being indoctrinated towards, that somehow government can always save this and that. People save this and that, in my opinion. It's just how I look at things, and that's part of that. And I think that's good old-fashioned American rugged individualism at its finest anyways. And I love the fact that you practice what you preach, you do it, you have the river stuff. So basically, how much would it cost for most folks to, if they were to do these camp items
we offer
and whatnot?
different programs and different prices. We encourage everyone to become a member. Membership is only $15, so
Awesome.
you pay $15, and then that guarantees you the lowest prices throughout the year for our paddle sport program.
Sweet.
And so it's $15 for a membership, and then depending on what you choose to do, we offer boat rentals, and boat rentals can be are like $30 for 3 hours. We also offer paddle sport classes, which were like for $50 for a 3-hour lesson. We
Cool.
also offer a kayak river trip, and that's $50 for an 8.5-mile trip. So if you have a family for $100, you can go ahead and $100 to $200, depending how many people you bring. You can go ahead and you can take a paddle sport class. You can go ahead and you can do a river trip, and it's a whole lot cheaper than traveling to Monterey or traveling to Morro Bay.
No doubt.
And you would be amazed at the experience. If you've never experienced the San Joaquin River, you will be amazed. And this past year, it was kind of unique. We did a whole lot more advertising on the internet, and we popped up in the search results. Well, what happened was we had guests from throughout the United States which would contact us and schedule a paddle sports session on the San Joaquin River. We had individuals from Idaho, from Washington, from Maryland, from Pennsylvania, and they came and they paddled the San Joaquin River. And without doubt, they said, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. And I love it. This is helpful in so many ways, not just teaching our kids is to appreciate nature. It also teaches them self-reliance. It teaches them, it instills confidence in them. It lets them know about the broader world around them. It also, just develops self-esteem. It gives them just a fun thing to do.
Right. One important thing
lessons.
we do, we really emphasize water safety. We teach the importance of wearing life jackets.
Yes.
So every year we'll have over 3,000. Last year we had over 3,000 participants in our program, and every one was. At every event, we stress the importance of wearing a life jacket, of being prepared for being in the water. And every year in the San Joaquin River, there are individuals who die because they're not wearing a life jacket.
Yeah, and that's tragic.
And so, we really stress the importance of wearing a life jacket, and through our events, hopefully, we'll come to the realization that they can participate in water activities very safely.
Cool. So, that's awesome. Go ahead and shout out the numbers to reach you at, website address, all that. They've been on the screen, but let's hear you.
You can contact us through our website at FresnoRiverSportsCenter.org. The phone number is 559-289-8874. That's 559-289-8874. And we are having, right now, we call it our Give the Gift of Paddling sale. And so right now we have the very lowest, this is our preseason sales, the very lowest prices for the year. You can purchase gift certificates to go ahead and put in the stocking, or we have a lot of individuals that like to purchase season passes. So we are selling 5-event and 10-event season passes that you can use with your family or friends. So if you have a group that wants to get together, the season passes are just a really awesome way to go. During this sale, you can purchase a 10-event season pass for $350. And so it's like $150 savings over in-season prices.
Cool. We appreciate it having you in here at the booth. And there's going to be a lot more fun out here in the river today, most definitely. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
And always remember, paddle Fresno.
That's right, paddle Fresno, for sure. And by the way, folks, just on a little side note, if you would like to do a show on Central Valley Talk, or if you would like to feature your business or your service, you're more than welcome to contact us. I believe we have a phone number to put on the screen there. You can contact me directly, Jeff Crow, 559-250-8793. And I will talk to you about setting you up with an interview, feature, whatever, you name it. All right, folks. Well, hey, we have our regularly scheduled programming that's about to pop back up. I just wanted to do this here so that everybody can see the fun stuff that's going on over here at the river. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend.